Hi, we're Chris and Andrea Mullineux, and today we are going to be tasting one of our signature wines, our Mullineux Swartland Syrah. Our signature wines are always the wines that we started with and that drew us to the Swartland in the first place. But Chris and I actually met when we were both working in the Rhone Valley, and we're drawn towards just awesome, elegant, but yet tannic and perfumed Syrahs. So we knew that when we wanted to make wine together, we wanted to come to the Swartland, work with Syrah, and try and enhance what we love about Syrah in the Swartland.
And so this cuvee is our representation of the whole Swartland region. So it's a blend of a few different vineyard parcels together. And the main thing that differentiates the parcels is the soil that they're planted in. That's really the strongest factor in our terroir in the Swartland. And this wine is a blend of vineyards planted in the Paardeberg, which is the decomposed granite soils. Very deep soils that bring a lot of acidity to our wine. Plus vineyards planted on Kastielberg Mountain, which is the shallow, rocky slate soils that bring a lot of tannin and structure to the wine. And then it's also vineyards planted around Malmesbury and the hills there, the red, iron-rich soils, which bring a lot of mid-palate. So this is always a blend of those three main terroirs together. And we, depending on the vintage, will blend the three terroirs together in this wine to create a wine that's super balanced and complex.
So in the winery, it's as hands-off as possible with minimal intervention. So natural yeast and natural mallow, but I do love working with whole cluster fermentation. So we crush the berries, but we leave the stems intact. It really just highlights those soil types. It's like putting a magnifying glass to lift everything that we're looking in those vineyards to the surface. So we leave it in barrel for a year. And then in large format wood, because we don't want to mess with wood flavor. We really want it to be an aging vessel, not a flavoring component. And then leave it in the bottle for a year just to soften off before we release it to the public.
And in terms of the taste, I'm sure you know in South Africa we're allowed to call the grape either Syrah or Shiraz. We choose to call it Syrah because we try to follow a slightly more old world, more finessed approach to the wine. So you're going to pick up quite a floral note, lilies and violets. There's going to be some sort of black pepper on the nose, a sort of, we call it fynbos here in South Africa. Fynbos is our local vegetation, similar to garrigue in France, so quite a wild thing. If you think of rosemary, those kind of notes on the nose. The palate is full. It comes from the Swartland, so it's going to have quite a lot of richness and intensity, but it's always fresh and it's got a wonderful structure. I think that's one of the secrets of Swartland red wines is the tannin. It's a firm but not a rough or aggressive tannin, and that makes the wine lovely and fresh and balanced on the finish.
So in the Swartland, we are not just known for growing grapes, we're also known for raising sheep, which live on the fynbos, the aromatic bush that Chris was talking about. So when we drink Syrah in the Swartland, we love having it with barbecued lamb. It's just the most awesome combination. All that fragrance, the fatty texture of the lamb works so well with the tannins of the Syrah. Makes me want to just go have a barbecue right now.
Cool. So if you're looking for a beautiful red wine from the Swartland, I think Syrah is a grape that's perfectly adapted to our climate. The soils love Syrah and make it really, really complex. So it's really a great place to start if you're looking to drink a wine from the Swartland. The Syrah is really a grape that is perfectly at home here. So enjoy.
Enjoy.
Cheers.
Cheers.